students, myself Harshavardhana CN, Assistant Professor of Mathematics. Today I am going to explain the Rolle's mean value theorem. Here the learning objectives are statement and proof of Rolle's mean value theorem, geometrical interpretation of Rolle's mean value theorem, example for Rolle's theorem. The statement of the Rolle's theorem is, if a function f of x is defined on closed interval ab is continuous at every point of the closed interval ab, differentiable at every point of the open interval ab, and f of a equals to f of b, then there exists at least one point c belongs to open interval ab such that f dash of c equals to 0. This is the statement of our Rolle's mean value theorem. Next, I am going to prove the Rolle's theorem. Since the function f of x is continuous in closed interval ab, it is bounded in closed interval ab by known theorem. Further, as f of x is continuous in closed interval ab, it attains its bounds at least once, again by known theorem. Then, infimum and supremum of the function f of x must exist. Let capital letter M be the supremum of f, that means least upper bound, and small letter m equals to infimum of f, that is greatest lower bound. That is, there exists c comma d belongs to closed interval ab such that f of c equals to capital letter M, that means supremum, and f of d equals to small letter m, that is infimum of f. Here there are two cases. Case 1, if f of x equals to supremum equals to infimum, that is f of x equals to capital letter M and small letter m, then f is a constant function, and since which is a constant function, f dash of x equals to 0 for all x belongs to closed interval ab. In particular value for c, f dash of c equals to 0. That means f dash of c equals to 0 for all c belongs to closed interval ab, and hence the theorem is proved. Next, case 2, if infimum not equals to supremum, that means capital letter M not equals to small letter m, then at least one of these must be different from f of a. Let capital letter M not equals to f of a, then m not equals to f of b, because by our third condition of Rolle's theorem, f of a equals to f of b. Therefore, f of c equals to capital letter M, which is not equals to f of a, therefore c not equals to a, and f of c equals to capital letter M, which is not equals to f of b, therefore c not equals to b. Clearly c not equals to a and c not equals to b, and c lies between a and b, therefore c belongs to open interval ab. Next, as m equals to f of c equals to supremum of f, that is the greatest value of the function, we know f of c plus h is less than or equals to f of c. Since f of c plus h minus f of c is less than or equals to 0 for h is greater than 0. Therefore, f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h is less than or equals to 0 if h is greater than 0. Call it as equation number 1. Also, f of c plus h minus f of c is less than or equals to 0 for h is less than 0, because f of c is the maximum value in the function. Therefore, f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h is greater than or equals to 0 if h is less than 0, because if you multiply by negative, h inequality alters. Call it as equation number 2. Taking limit as h tends to 0 for equation 1, we get limit of h tends to 0, f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h is less than or equals to 0 if h is greater than 0. Therefore, f dash of c equals to limit of h tends to 0, f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h, which is less than or equals to 0 if h is greater than 0, which is nothing but r f dash of c is less than or equals to 0. Call it as equation number 3. Taking limit as h tends to 0 for equation 2, we get limit of h tends to 0, f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h, which is greater than or equals to 0 if h is less than 0. And f dash of c equals to limit of h tends to 0, f of c plus h minus f of c divided by h, which is greater than or equals to 0 if h is less than 0. Therefore, left-hand derivative at c is greater than or equals to 0. Call it as equation number 4. As c belongs to open interval ab, derivative of a function at c exists. That means f dash of c exists. Therefore, since the derivative exists, left-hand derivative equals to right-hand derivative equals to derivative of the function. Therefore, lf dash of c equals to rf dash of c equals to f dash of c. Then equation 3 and 4 becomes f dash of c is less than or equals to 0 and f dash of c is greater than or equals to 0. Therefore, f dash of c equals to 0. This completes the proof of Rolle's mean value theorem. Next, geometrical interpretation of Rolle's theorem. Figure 1 shows the graph of the differentiable curve y equals to f of x. This is over the function y equals to f of x, for which there is a horizontal line that crosses the curve at 2 points, a f of a, this is the point a f of a, and b f of b, this is the b f of b. The line, horizontal line, is crosses a f of a and b f of b here. Then there is a point c f of c, this is our point c f of c, and the curve where the tangent is horizontal. Here tangent is horizontal, that is the tangent is parallel to the x-axis. See here, the tangent of the curve at this point is parallel to the x-axis, and correspondingly the slope of the tangent at that point is 0. That means f dash of c equals to 0. If slope of the tangent is 0, is nothing but the f dash of c equals to 0. Therefore, this is the geometrical interpretation of Rolle's theorem. Next, in figure 2 also, there is a horizontal line that crosses the curve at 2 points. For this curve, it can be seen that, see, this is the horizontal line. This crosses the curve at 2 points. Here, a comma f of a. This is b comma f of b. Here, f of a equals to f of b. This is the horizontal line. For the curve, for this curve, it can be seen that there are 3 points. C1 f of c1. This is our c1 f of c1. C2 f of c2. This is our c2 f of c2. And c3 f of c3. Such that tangents at these points are horizontal, so that f dash of c1 equals to 0, f dash of c2 equals to 0, f dash of c3 equals to 0. Here, see this, f dash of c1 equals to 0 means tangent is parallel to x-axis here. Here also, here and here also same. Therefore, this is the geometrical interpretation of the Rolle's theorem. Next, algebraic interpretation of the Rolle's theorem. Let f of x be a polynomial function with f of a equals to f of b equals to 0. That is, a and b are roots of the polynomial f of x. Being a polynomial, f of x is continuous and differentiable at every real number. We know every polynomial is continuous and differentiable in our real number. Hence, in particular, f of x is continuous on closed interval ab and differentiable on open interval ab. Thus, all the conditions of Rolle's theorem are satisfied, and hence there is a root c in the open interval a comma b such that f dash of c equals to 0. That is, there is a root c in the open interval a comma b for the derivative polynomial f dash of x. This is our algebraic interpretation of Rolle's theorem. Example, verify Rolle's theorem for the function f of x equals to x square minus 6x plus 8 in the interval 2, 4, in the closed interval 2, 4. Solution, since the given function is f of x equals to x square minus 6x plus 8, which is the polynomial function, all polynomial functions are continuous and differentiable throughout the real line. In particularly, f of x is continuous in closed interval 2, 4 and differentiable in open interval 2, 4. Therefore, two conditions of Rolle's theorem are verified. Next, also f of 2 equals to f of 4. Here, see, f of x equals to x square minus 6x plus 8. Suppose if you put x equals to 2, f of 2 equals to 2 square means 4, 4 minus 12 plus 8, which is nothing but 0. Therefore, f of 2 equals to 0. Similarly, f of 4 is also equals to 0. Hence, by Rolle's theorem, there exists at least one value c in open interval 2, 4 such that f dash of c equals to 0. Here, f dash of x equals to, since f of x equals to x square minus 6x plus 8, f dash of x equals to 2x minus 6. Here, f dash of x equals to 2x minus 6. Therefore, f dash of c equals to 2c minus 6. Since the given f dash of c equals to 0, substitute here, 2c minus 6 equals to 0. c equals to 3, which belongs to open interval 2, 4. Therefore, our Rolle's theorem is verified for this function. The session outcome is, here we learned the Rolle's theorem and proof of the Rolle's theorem, geometrical interpretation of Rolle's theorem. We learned how to solve the problems on Rolle's theorem. I refer the following books: Differential Calculus by Shanti Narayan, P.K. Mittal, textbook of BSc Mathematics by G.K. Ranganath, textbook of Mathematics BSc second semester by Professor G.B. Gururajachar, textbook of BSc Mathematics by B.V. Manjunath and Dr. C. Nandish Kumar. Thank you one and all.